Welcome everyone, and thank you very much for joining us for the learning of Torah Hashem as we are sponsored in our trip through Mishna Yomis by the Fisher family, Lila Nishmas Basi Bas Robert, Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain. We also are sponsored Lila Nishmas Dav ben Chaim, Lefu Shalem for Yomis ben Chayesar, Yaakov ben Bas Yeleh for the schus of Avram ben Yom Benish ben Malki Yudis and family. By Yoel Klugman and family, we are also learning the Fu Shalema for Avigdor ben Rivka in the Bas Chayesar, Mashmei ben Estefado Bas Chana Bas Shashabina, Rivka Bas Shivaleira, Aaron ben Sarah, Nachman Yaakov ben Sarah, and Yitzhak ben Siyam ben Dusha, Meir ben Chayesar. They should have a Fu Shalema b'Sech Shachar Yisrael. Now we have a very, very fundamental machloikis. If a Bchor becomes a Balmum, can a non-Kayin eat from it? So Beishami Oimrim, if a Bchor becomes a Balmum and the Kayin shechs it, lo Yimani Yisrael im HaKayin ala Bchor. He can't invite Yidden, Yisrael, to join him in the feast, because only a Kayin could eat from the Bchor. Beisil says no, Beisil Matirin, once it's a Balmum, it could be eaten by anyone, Vafilu Nachri, even a guy. Now here's an interesting situation. Bchor she'achazu dam, a Bchor that's seized by congestion of blood. It has too much blood, and it needs bloodletting. But there's a chance that the bloodletting could make it a mum. You're not allowed to make a Bchor a mum. The Tanakhama, Rabbi Yehuda says, afilu mace, even if it's going to die, ein makizin leidam. We can't risk making a mum. We don't bloodlet it. We let it die. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda. The Chacham say yakiz. We bloodlet in a place that's not going to make it a mum. As long as you're careful not to make it a mum. If you do make it a mum, then you can't use it until it gets another mum. You can't slaughter it until it gets another mum. Reb Shimon says, no, you don't have to worry. Yakiz, you could let the blood, you don't have to worry about making it a mum, since you're not doing it. You're doing it to save its life, and not only that, and afal pisha isa by mum, even if you make it a mum, you could eat it now. You don't have to wait for it to get another mum. Now, we need a particularly dastardly fellow, Eddie. If Eddie, who's a kohen, who doesn't want to bring it as a carbon, he wants to have a big tailgate party. So hatzayrein ba'oizen ha'bechar. Eddie makes a slit in the ear of the Bchor that he should be able to use it. Oh, do we throw the book at him? He could never shecht it, even if it gets another mum. He has to bury it. Divrei Rebbe Eliezer. No, don't do that. Make a mum in a Bchor. The Chacham say no. We just don't let him use it with that mum. When it gets another mum, he has to wait until it gets another mum. Now, this is talking about when the Beis Hamikdash was already not in existence. There was a male ram that was a Bchor, and they were waiting for it to get a mum, and it's already a zaken. It's an alta sheep, and you're not allowed to use the wool, so it has wool dragging all over the place. It looks strange. Its hair is hanging all over the ground because you can't cut the hair. Ro Kazder Echad, one Roman soldier saw it. Amar Mat Tivai Shelzeh. What's this strange looking sheep? Amrulay, they told him, Bcharu, it's a Bchor, Ve'enoi Nishchet Elim Keinoya by mum, and you can't shecht it until it gets a mum. Now he said, oh, it looks so funny, I'll make it look funnier. Not a figure, and he took out a dagger, and slit its ear. Now, he didn't think that would cause it to be permitted, because by the goyim, a slit in the ear is not a blemish. The incident came before the Chacham, and they said, since the guy didn't do it in order to benefit the Yidden, v'tiru, they allowed them to use it. Rosh tiru, when the guy saw that they were matir it, he said, okay, then I'll do them a favor. I'll go around and slitting the ears of the funny-looking sheep. Then v'asru. That they didn't allow, because there he did it because he wanted to benefit the Yid. That's not allowed. A similar case. One time there were children that were fooling around in the field, and people fool around on Simchas Torah and tie people's talesim together, something that you shouldn't do, but they do that. So the children were fooling around. The kashrus zanvais tloin zelazeh, and they tied the tails of the sheep one to another, and they pulled at each other. And one of the tails got dislocated. So now it has a mum. The incident came before the Chacham v'tiru, because the children didn't have in mind that it should be permitted. Once the children saw that they had a benefit, they went ahead and tied other Bchoros. Then, when they became dislocated for Asr, then the Chacham asked it, because now they were doing it to cause it to be permitted. Zaklau, Kol Daita, if it was done to make it permitted, Asr. The Shalayla Daita, if it was not done to make it permitted, it's mutter. Wow, what a job tonight, Rabbi Isai. We welcome in Marshall for the last moments. Again, tomorrow night back at 8 o'clock. And remember, in Lakewood, a Hanukkah party at 6:30 on Monday. Thank you for joining us, and have a good Tavach.